Good afternoon, everyone. I want to talk about music in this short summary, and I'm not going to make this very long. In short, music is sound. Sound in motion. And what is sound? Sound is a vibration. Sound is an output of energy. And this is a sketch, a model of the interior of the human ear. As you can see, the vibration enters into here. It is converted into brain signals for the brain. And I'm not going too deep into the physical here. Just understand that the vibration, that sound, is being converted by the ear system into impulses for the brain so that your brain can process the sound. And you have sound constructs, that's what we call words. For example, when I say I, it can either mean the bodily organ that you use to perceive visual reality, but the sound I can also refer to the personal pronoun, to the first person pronoun, that's to identify yourself. It's the same sound, I, but it depends upon the context, what you mean. So words are sound constructs. For example, you can say key in English, and you say key in Japanese. Now the sound key in English means a device to open a lock or to close a lock. But in Japan, key is used as a reference to a tree or to wood. And for example, you have the sound son. Now son can either mean a male offspring, a direct male offspring of someone, or it can mean that heavenly organ above the earth that illuminates and gives daylight. But when you go to China and Japan, the sound sun means tree. And in Japan, there are some contexts in which sun, that sound means a mountain. So words are sound constructs. Why am I repeating this? Is because your brain processes the sounds that are repeated and it builds a pattern. And with every sound, your brain links an image to it. For example, when I say ballerina, immediately when you hear that, you get an image into your mind. Why? Because for example, when you were a child, when you were learning stuff, you saw an object, and the people around you identified a certain sound construct, certain words to it, and your brain saved this. And so later in life, every time you see that object, you use a sound construct that you've learned to identify it. So your brain is registering sound. Your brain is building patterns through your neurons. But what about music? Now, music is also sound, but it's not the same as words. Music is an energy wave of sound in motion. And here they've illustrated it. You have a high frequency and low frequency. And here's another illustration of it. And sound has effect upon you. I've already explained it, but music, there's energy in motion on the frequency of sound. It can move you. Music can motivate you to do things on the unconscious level that you probably wouldn't have done on the conscious level. For example, drums tend to stir people up physically. That's why in armies, before they go to battle, they used to do it in ancient times, and in some places also do it today, they use drum music, loud drum music. Why? Because when your brain receives the coding of the drum music, it immediately causes hormones to be made in your body that gives you extra strength, gives you extra adrenaline. If, for example, if you go to, let me say, if you go into music therapy, they may use some very soft music, like violin music or piano, because that frequency of music tends to calm you down. So music is a very powerful tool, psychologically. But does it affect you spiritually? Well,